Well, hello, I'm back again to now preview NBA playoffs round one, and I'll be previewing the Western Conference now. So starting off with the first game, which is between Oklahoma City Thunder and the Houston Rockets. OKC ranked number 1, Rockets ranked number 8. Two great seasons for both really after their early trade, so reunion near the end of the season, obviously with James Harden leaving OKC for Rockets and Kevin Martin making a return trip to OKC. He's made a difference himself, obviously 3-pointers, a specialist at that, but obviously James Harden no longer 6th man of the year. It's been exceptional for Houston Rockets, been a main factor, obviously almost the main factor, really the biggest factor in Rockets making the playoffs, obviously being nudged out by the Lakers into 8th place in the end. Will that harm them too much? I don't know. Obviously they were going to be against the Spurs, now they're against OKC, and something tells me they have a bit of a way of beating OKC this season, and it'll be interesting to see. It's going to be again high intensity game, that quick fast play back and forth. Houston, much smaller team, like to run the court a lot, 3-point specialist as well, James Harden, Jeremy Lin, Chandler Parsons, Omar Ajik in the middle, and plenty more 3-pointers, Garcia, and a couple more I should say. So but I got, plenty of 3-point specialists in that team. And then you got Seth Velosh on the 3 and Kenby Martin for OKC. But Houston are a quick team, get up the court really fast. OKC kind of the same, so that's going to make this a really good series. Also, one thing about it is OKC obviously much bigger team than the Rockets. Omar Ajik. Yeah. Good night. So obviously Houston Rockets in the centre have Omar Ajik. Apart from that, they haven't really got any big, so that's going to be a struggle for them. It's going to be Ajik against Kevin Durant, Serge Ibaka and Kendrick Perkins as a starting attacking line, the 2 forwards and the centre for OKC. So that's going to be a real difference maker. Who's going to get those offensive rebounds for Houston? Outside of Ajik, what happens when Omar Ajik goes off? And who's going to get the defensive rebounds? Who's going to block out KD and Serge Ibaka and Kendrick Perkins? You can't all be blocked out by, Chandler Parsons. Can he block out KD? It's hard to say that. And then it's the big worry, the live wire of OKC, Russell Westbrook. Maybe a short guy, but he can jump high, he can jump, and he'll be jumping for them rebounds. He gets so many rebounds, it's ridiculous for such a small shooting guard. You get so many, and he's going to be key. Who's going to stop him then? You got 3 bigs for OKC getting the rebounds, and then you got Russell Westbrook. And it's going to be really tough to defend that. So, in my opinion, that's going to be the difference. Obviously, OKC had a real tendency last year in the playoffs of leaving things really late. You saw in all the series against Dallas Mavericks, they won 4-0. Yet all of those games were really close. Beat the Lakers 4-1. So many close games in there, which makes this series so fascinating. If they leave Rockets ahead and make it close, with a guy like James Harden at the end, is it really going to come down to those rebounds? But for me, it is going to come down to rebounds. And I'm going to go OKC in 6. I think Rockets have got enough, at least at home, to cause a few problems for OKC. I don't think it'll be a blowout. I don't think it'll be done in 5. I'm going to say Oklahoma City Thunder in 6. But as I say, rebounds in the end are going to become the main factor for OKC. Just they're bigger and they're pretty fast themselves. You can't exactly say they're much slouches, can you? You know, Rockets are a really fast team, but OKC are just as fast. Probably not as fast, but just as, with Russell Westbrook, Kevin Durant, real fast players, Kevin Martin on transition threes, Cephalosha, that penetration, then throwing it out to Cephalosha or Kevin Martin. And obviously, well, Kevin Durant is not too bad at threes, is he, after all? And Russell Westbrook ain't bad either. So I'm going to say OKC in 6 in that first round series. So now we move on, swiftly moving on to San Antonio Spurs against the Los Angeles Lakers. Might be the most intriguing of the matchups. LA Lakers here without Kobe Bryant, out for obviously the rest of the season. We don't know how much after then. Obviously a bad injury for him. But they've squeaked their way through. It's been a real tough season, but in the end they've come up in 7th place. I'm sure they won't mind that at all. But San Antonio Spurs, obviously the big guys with Tim Duncan and Parker as a starter. They've got so many exceptional players as well. Kawhi Leonard, Green as well. Been exceptional, and I mean there's a few others in there. Thiago Splitter as well has been exceptional for him as well. So got some great players in there, some great bench players of San Antonio. So it's going to be a really tough series for Lakers. All are disciplined enough on transition defense. That's been questioned. Have they got a leader now without Kobe for the playoffs? It's alright beating a few teams going into the playoffs, but without Kobe, do they have enough to beat a team like San Antonio? Most people, for the answer would be no. But Lakers San Antonio, it's a playoff game. Lakers love playoffs. Lakers are made for playoffs, and that's why this is going to be not as simple as it would usually be for a team in 7th, second game against a team in 7th. So Lakers playoffs, you know, it could be anything. But I think like last year against OKC, dropped it in 5 in the second round. I think this time, just without Kobe in the end, I think San Antonio have enough experience and then enough youth, a little mix of youth, to take this series. I'm going to go with San Antonio in 6. I think Lakers will be pushed in the end to get it, but obviously Dwight Howard, Pau Gasol, going to be crucial for them to play well on the inside. But I think in the end, Lakers have the ability there to win this series. I just feel without Kobe, I think even with Kobe, I think it's really pushing it to think the Lakers could beat San Antonio. So I'm going to go San Antonio in 6 to win the series. So swiftly again moving on. Got things to do at 9 o'clock. Denver Nuggets against Golden State Warriors. Two teams that have done exceptionally well this season. Warriors obviously just nowhere before, and then bang into the playoffs. Steph Curry has been a 3-point master. David Lee, Tristan Thompson have been absolutely amazing. Not Tristan Thompson. Not very good with my names today, but yeah, absolutely exceptional to this year that have been Golden State Warriors. Denver Nuggets as well. Big loss with Gallinari. An exceptional player he has been. But Andre Iguodala has been brilliant as well, especially the last few games. Has really found his feet since obviously the injury to Gallinari. He's really stepped up. Fareed is touch and go whether he'll start game 1, but when he does get back, he'll be a contributing factor as well. I think with Warriors again, how many rebounders do they have in the team compared to Denver, who obviously you got to think as well. I've got JaVale McGee. They've got somebody else anyway. See, without all the lineups sitting right in front of me. Kufus, that's it, Kufus. He's the other man that got in the team, great rebounder as well. So they've got good rebounders, really going to be a tough series. It could be a 7-game series here. But again, I think Denver Nuggets have got, much like OKC over the Rockets, have got the bigger team. Obviously going to be hard for them to defend against the 3-pointers of Curry, especially, but I'm going to say Denver with a bigger team, with a great fans behind them. I'm going to say the Nuggets to win this in 6. It might go 7, but I'm going to say Denver in 6 anyway. And set up probably be an exceptional series with San Antonio Spurs. But whatever happens with the Warriors, they've had a great season and they've got plenty to build on. So finally now, I've gone through this a lot quicker, I know. I do apologise for maybe rushing through it. But you get the idea of where I'm going. You obviously have your own opinions. So now I'm going to be on the final game. And once again, Los Angeles Clippers, Memphis Grizzlies just can't keep these apart in the first round of the playoffs. Clippers won it last year in what was one of the best series I've ever seen. Obviously I haven't been watching NBA for that long, so that's not too hard, but it was brilliant. What was it? Clippers lost home advantage, Grizzlies lost home advantage, and Clippers lost home advantage. And on the last game, Clippers go into Memphis and win. Absolutely exceptional. It was all over the place, that series. It was just ridiculous. And to be honest, expect the same again. Obviously, sadly, we don't have Rudy Gay for Memphis Grizzlies, but we have a couple other players. Obviously, Deshaun Prince will be key. Obviously, Rudy Gay, missing him from this series. It's a bit of a blow, but Randolph has been amazing. Gasol has been exceptional as well. And it's going to be another great series. But the Clippers have just, in my opinion, got better from last season. I don't quite think the Grizzlies have. So I'm going to say for the Clippers with Chris Paul, who's been outstanding again. Griffin, his game has developed so well. DeAndre Jordan, Lob City, whatever, it's Lob City in LA right now. The fans will be going nuts when the dunks come flying in. They've got some other great players as well. So I think that probably extra little bit of talent in the Clippers side is going to be the difference here. And I'm going to go for the Clippers. I'm going to say a clean sweep of 4-2 series in the Western Conference. I'm going to say Clippers will also win in 6 games. So they'll all be done pretty much the same time. So it'll be straight into the second round, which makes it a lot easier for everybody, because nobody has to wait around ridiculous amount of time like I'm saying will happen in the Eastern Conference. So yeah, the Clippers are going to do it, in my opinion, in 6. It's going to be a really good series though. It's going to be really enjoyable, which will set up a great series between the Clippers and OKC. But again, don't take my word for it. It could all change in the blink of an eye, and especially with Clippers and Grizzlies. It'll just go back and forth and back and forth. Like you could probably say, the Grizzlies will probably win their 2 games in LA. LA will probably go and win 2 in Memphis, and then LA will win another one in Memphis to win the series. It's just that ridiculous. That will probably happen. So yeah, but that's how I'm going with it. So, but all I can say now is let the playoffs begin and let the teams really speak for themselves. I'm not going to do a second round preview, obviously, so that would be pretty stupid, because then I'll probably get half of these wrong. And but when it gets to it, I'll be trying to be doing as many as I can. Little reviews of the weekend, previews of the next games, little nips and bits when I can. So please tune in for them. And if you don't get to listen to me live, then you can always check in on YouTube or my Twitter account, where you can listen to them over and over again. So please enjoy, and thank you for listening. It's been great talking to you, and now it is 9 o'clock here, and I best be going. So thank you very much for listening, and I hope you enjoy the NBA playoffs. See you soon.